Okay, let's bring this back on. Kelly, can you hear me?
Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am with Bobby and Brooklyn Morelli, the moving stars, the two people, the dad and daughter duo that are taking Chicago, the Chicago hot dog business by storm. I have to tell you, though, and I am so grateful to be able to host tonight because Brooklyn and Bobby have been interviewed by national networks, local networks, and I am going to have to tell you all of the networks they've been interviewed by. National networks, NBC and ABC, CBS, WGN, the Chicago Sun-Times, Eater Chicago, the Chicago Defender, and Mike Salsa at the Chicago Reader, who wrote a beautiful article that I loved, named you the Sausage King, Bobby. And
Yeah.
as word has it on the street, Brooklyn is now the inheritor of the term the boss lady. I love it. Yay. So,
Yeah,
Bobby, first
yeah.
question is for you.
Okay.
Tell us about the evolution of the hot dog box.
The evolution of the hot dog box. I just want to make sure everybody can hear us too, because I know we were
Okay.
having some issues with the sound.
Sound.
But yeah, it looks like everybody can hear for the most part now. But Kelly, thank you for doing this, and I'm going to answer your question: the evolution of the hot dog box. So we started the hot dog box in August of 2020, right? Initially, we were thinking ice cream and cookies. However, ice cream and cookies didn't really come together because I felt like it'll be seasonal. So when we started the hot dog box, we started with just the regular stand style hot dog, and then we did a Bronzeville bourbon, and we had the 51st Street Jazzy dog. You remember those dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did those, and after the summer, it kind of slowed down. So we kind of shut down from like November to February of 2021. And I said, well, if we're going to come back, let us come back and let us make sure that when we come back strong. We create something that is unique, something that will really get people talking and stuff like that. And that's when we came up with the filet mignon steak hot dog. And that's when we also pushed it in overdrive. That was Brooklyn's first full summer working at the hot dog box. And we just got really cool and creative about the big balloons and the Connect Four game. And, I said, well, while they're waiting on the hot dogs, they can play Connect Four and, just build some real cool culture and, fun around it. But the evolution has been crazy because, again, what started as something as a pivot project for me became more than what I even expected in such a short amount of time. People from all over have been like, you guys are inspiring us, and I'm like, I didn't set out to do that initially. I just thought like, hey, I'm not going to hire anybody right away. I'm going to get in the box and work myself and greet my customers. And Brooklyn, you know how to run technology. You get in here and learn this point of sale system and, say hi to these guests and, be happy and smile and, take their money. And, that's what it's been. So it's been a good experience, I would say.
I'll bet it has. And I remember I asked you not too long ago about Brooklyn and acting as not only taking a lot of different jobs at the hot dog box, but I was shocked to find out that she was even a cashier. Brooklyn, how can you count money like that, Brooklyn?
Yes.
Yes, you can. And where did you learn to do that? Did your dad help you?
Yes, and my mom.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
her
That's
daddy and
pretty
her mom.
big.
Yeah, and then Kelly, here's the secret: we have technology on our side. So when you
Well,
push
that's
numbers
true.
and stuff in the point of sale system, it totals everything up for you, and you got it. So she knows how to master that. She's good.
And then you are told by the computer how much money to give back. Does it ever make you nervous, Brooklyn, that you might make a mistake or no?
No.
Are you pretty good at counting?
Yeah.
I bet you are. I'll bet you are. So,
Yeah,
Bobby,
you know why? You know why she's good at counting and not messing up with the money? Because I always said, Brooklyn, you get somebody too much money, that comes out of your paycheck. So she learned how not to give people too much money, to give them just right, just enough, and she's good. She got to worry about it coming out of her paycheck, so she's good.
that is amazing, Brooklyn. That makes me feel so proud of you. So, Bobby, you kind of told us when you decided to bring Brooklyn on board,
Mhm.
but was there any more to your thought process except, Brooklyn can be a big help? Did you think about some other things as well before bringing her on?
Yeah, because I figured. I mean, this was something that she would. I wanted to instill in her at an early age and inspire her and let her come into my world of entrepreneurship, and just seeing like, oh, this is how daddy makes money. This is how daddy helps feed his family. This is how, and she don't just see daddy doing it. She see her mom working as well behind the scenes, helping to make this all work. Like I know we're out in front, but my wife, she is definitely an intricate part of making all this come together. Like she's the solitude that brings it all together. But she gets to see how a husband and wife um, really like bands together and make this work. And my wife is my partner. I like to say, Brooklyn is my partner, but my wife is my partner as well. So I wanted to make sure that Brooklyn had an opportunity to see her parents working together and actually, even, her dad standing on the corner selling hot dogs to feed his family, like, being humble, like the importance of being humble. And, so like we've had a lot of money, we've had no money, but she doesn't necessarily get to see all of that because, again, her mother and I, we work hard and we shield her from a lot of stuff, but she still gets to see humble beginnings and be a part of that. And that's why I wanted to incorporate her ultimately, so that she can see like, hey, we took nothing and made something out of it.
I love it. And I know nobody can describe your wife better than you can, but I just want to say that she is a hard worker. And just because people don't see her, like you said, don't play her cheap. She's
No,
back behind the scenes working like crazy.
yeah, she is. When I like to say, when they see me, they see her because
Yeah.
this is all her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. And so, Brooklyn, tell me, what is the most fun? What do you like doing the most at the hot dog box? Is it interacting with the customers? Is it being the cashier? Is it making the hot dogs? Which is your favorite thing?
Well, I think my favorite thing is getting to interact with the customers and sometimes make hot dogs.
So
Yeah,
that's,
I
go ahead.
very I very seldom let her near my hot dogs, but she enjoys the customers though.
And you know what? It's in her DNA. Her mom and dad are very friendly and outgoing and love people. And so that just makes sense to me that you would love that, Brooklyn. Good for you. Good for you. Do you find anything really hard about working at the hot dog box?
I don't think so. No.
You really enjoy everything.
Yes.
I wish when I was your age, I got to work in a hot dog box. Doggone it. You are the luckiest girl in the world.
Yeah, she some days like she's learning to balance now. That like sometimes like when we're having to work, Bailey may get to go and do parties and all that kind of stuff, and Brooklyn can't always go.
Oh.
So that would be one of the downsides or one of the most challenging parts. What would you say?
Yeah.
Yep. Enough said, Brooklyn. I completely understand.
But she
Speaking of
understands.
Bailey,
Yeah.
how's Bailey doing and tell us about her latest endeavor?
Sure. Bailey is the fashionista of the family, so she just thinks she's just too much for everybody. But she so we introduced Bailey's brownies early on in the startup of the hot dog box. But what I learned is that there is an art to baking, right? And me and Bailey stayed up one night. I'm lying. Bailey did not stay up all night baking brownies. She left me in
To
Brooklyn to
finish
stay
the
up
brown.
to finish all the brownies and stuff. And she woke up and was like, "Is it done yet? And where's my money?" Like that's the kind of attitude she has. So I'm like, Bailey, we're gonna have to get grandma back in here, or somebody back in here to bake these brownies because people are asking for the brownies. But she's excited about that. I remember when she came home, and we were having dinner literally at the table, and she said, "Daddy, I made brownies." And I said, "Really, Bailey?" And I was like, "Let me try some." And she gave me some, and I was like, "Bailey, these are some amazing brownies." And I'm not even a chocolate fan. That's Bailey and her mom's thing. But I'm like, "These are amazing brownies." And she was like, "Yeah, let's put them in a hot dog box." And I said, "Bailey,
For
I
her.
like your thinking." She said, "Brooklyn,
Remind the audience of how old Bailey is.
Bailey is now 6. She was 5 at the time, but she's now 6. But she was like, "I'm not gonna let Brooklyn make all the money. Like, I gotta get that." She said, "Let's," and then she said, "Let's sell them at the hot dog box." I said, "Great, baby, let's do it." And she was like, "Yeah, me and Brooklyn can sell it." And I said, "Well, Brooklyn is kind of the face with Dad. How about let's call it Bailey's Brownies?" And she was like, "Yeah, let's call it Bailey's Brownies." And from there, she was excited about it, and we took a pause on it because it is a lot that goes into doing all this and bringing all this together and presenting it in the way that I like for it to be presented. So that's why, we're looking to bringing it back fairly soon.
But we want to take at least a minute to talk about her publication.
Uh, 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 she's just been doing her own thing. Like she literally became an author. So she wrote the book and called Bailey's Brownies, where she's telling the story of how the inception of Bailey Brownies began. And the story actually begins with her and her grandmother, Shy's mom. And they were in the kitchen, like whenever she goes to her grandparents or grandmother's house, and Brooklyn's at the hot dog box with me, and sometimes Shy used to come, so we would drop her off at her grandparents, and they just go bake brownies and do fun stuff like that, and that's where that was born out of. And now she's telling the story of how the Bailey's Brownies has started and like where they can find the brownies at and things like that. So yeah, she's an author now.
Wow, it's a family of moving stars, a whole family of moving stars. Well, Bobby, the biggest reason why we're here tonight is to launch your music video release. And I just want to know from you if you can just give us a sneak preview of it, and then the audience can benefit from how wonderful it really is.
So we want to play the whole thing, or you just want a sneak peek?
I think we should go for the whole thing. I think you should preview it by telling us a little bit about it, and then we should see the whole thing.
Sure. So this song, "The Underdog," right, is my favorite to date because it honestly tells the story of me feeling like the underdog in the capacity that I work in. And Brooklyn doesn't know too much about being an underdog. But as she keep living, she'll see what I'm saying. But me feeling like the underdog in corporate America, feeling like the underdog, even in this particular business, there's been so many behind the scenes situations where I had to let certain people know like who they were dealing with. But still like fighting for that respect, and learning that even though I may not have everything that maybe you may see big brands have, to push themselves and make their brand successful and stuff like that, what I do have is God-given talent. I have an amazing family that I love and love me, that I would never want to lose. And those are the most important things that I have that I can use to my advantage and leverage that, with just being creative and involving family and making sure that they're at the forefront of it. And that's what I call being the underdog. Like the underdog is that person that, may not have everything, may not have it all together, but they still strive to see success at whatever capacity that they believe their success would be. And that's what it is. So we went to the studio, we recorded the song, and I called up my buddy Will, who's going to be on later. He's the director, and I was like, dude, we have to do a music video for this song. Like, I feel like the song is very powerful, and I think that this song can really touch a lot of people, and a lot of people can resonate with being the underdog. Because again, so many of us feel like the underdog in so many of our capacities that we may be, living life in and stuff like that. But the underdog can come out on top if you stay the course and keep working. So that's it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right.
We're ready.
Let me bring this
drum roll, please. I can't wait.
Okay. Just bring it up.
Business 101. Failure is a must. Can you hear anything I just said?
Yeah.
Business 101, failure is a must. Which is why you're entering now when you fail quite a bit. Failure was necessary, just don't quit. Wow.
I lost it all. I was broken. My heart was heavy. My dreams were level. My faith been gone. My tears fell on. But my legacy depended on me. They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. Mac Dog. Hey, bro.
Yeah?
Let them know what's up. Let's go.
You called it quits. You said bump this, but we were watching. You couldn't give in. Hot dogs for the win. You gotta keep going, 'cause your legacy depending on you.
They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. They me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. They counted you out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how the story ends. They counted you out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how the story ends. Break it down. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, I dig it down. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, I dig it down. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, I dig it down. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, I dig it down. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. Never would have thought in a million years.
Hey.
Love it, love it, love it. So now we are going to be joined by Kenneth Clare, your studio engineer, and Will Thomas, your music video director and co-producer. Hey guys.
What's up, y'all?
Good to see
Hey,
you.
how's it going?
Good. We need to talk
guys
about
hear
this
me?
video,
We got you. We can hear you.
find out how everything went.
Yeah, that
And
video, I like that video a lot, man. That video
Thank
was
you.
tight. Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
video.
Thank you. We worked hard on it too, man.
you know, that's the thing I'd like to talk to Kenneth about.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting it together, getting that music together. First of all, Kenneth, I know that the viewing audience really, not everybody knows what the function of the engineer is. Can you tell us what the engineer does on the music video?
Engineer primary role is just recording the song and like just getting it ready for the masses to hear. Um, I feel like more than that, we like our biggest job in the studio is understanding the artist and being able to meet them halfway and be able to deliver the sound they're going for and be able to capture that digitally or whatever equipment you're using to engineer be able to like capture all this feeling the vision and it still get delivered to the masses the way that the artist envisioned it. So I would say that's like besides all the technical jargon that we all feel like that's like what I do the most inside the studio.
And what was it like working with Bobby?
Well, it's always a great experience. I love when he like hits me up, like just one day, like, yo, I got this song. Can we do this day and this day at this time? Because he's like, he's one of my very few artists that have like a vision, right? He always comes prepared, has like a reference and an idea for it. So like I'm always excited because I know like he's gonna give me like this palette and like, yo, this is what we got if I'm going for it. What do you think? And then we just like it's like kind of like a like go mode. We just like we're gonna do that. Then he like say something, and I like, oh yeah, let's try this. Or what if I do this to the beat? Or what do you think about this if I do this? So it's like he already has a vision, and then he comes to me, and I'm just helping him polish it up, and we just going back and forth. Like the vibe is just like just there.
That must be really nice, like you said, to work with somebody like that. We're gonna back up a little bit. And I want to know, and our viewers probably want to know too, how did you get involved in the music video and making music video business and making things happen with music video?
Well, I recorded the song and I like recorded it for him. I think was that Will Thomas
Yeah,
that did the video?
Will did the
Will
video.
did the actual video. So I recorded the song, like I was in charge of the actual sound of the song.
Mhm.
But I
And
kind
so, Kenneth, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to know how you got started in this business.
of
We
okay,
talked before, and you gave me a little sneak preview
yeah.
of how it all happened for you.
So it started when I was about 15 to 16. I was in high school. I was making beats, and I was like quiet and shy because when I first started making music or just doing that type of work, it was really for myself. And then somehow my teachers found out, and they were like, "Yo, like I'm thinking about starting this music program in the school. I want you to produce for all like the artists and students there." So I ended up our programming again picked up at After School Matters, and I was in that program just making lots of music with a lot of great of my peers. And then shortly after that, I ended up in another After School Matters program that was located on the west side of Chicago. And so I was in two music programs at the exact same time doing like recording artists and all this other stuff. And by the time I got out of high school, I'm sorry, my senior in high school, I had a project working with these music programs, and I really wanted to like to know what it was like to like um be more involved in the finished product of music. And I knew that's what the engineer do. He records, he like mixes, he does all the stuff. So he gives it to the radios in the proper format. So I wanted that control over the records that I was doing with artists. So my teacher helped me get an internship. Um, I'm sorry, not internship. He helped me. He reached out to a studio and they allowed me to mix my final project at the studio, like of course with his assistants. And while I was in that experience, I was like, "Yo, can I intern at the studio? I really want to like become an engineer." So, like, I would say maybe a little bit after I graduated high school, the studio owner messaged me like, "Yo, we're doing an internship. You still think about it?" So I was there, and I was super excited. I was with a bunch of people, and it was really just like reaffirming what I was already doing because I've been like making music since I was like 15, 16. And me having an internship just gave me like a confirmation, like, oh, like you know what you're talking about. You have this experience, you've done that. So me actually being in the studio and getting that experience wasn't that far off from what I was already doing. It was like confirmation, like, oh, you're closer than you think, type of thing. Yeah.
You know what? I think you might be, and you tell me what you think. I think you might be quite the visionary too. When I was, we were doing a preview of your interview, I
Mm-hmm.
almost felt like, does Kenneth know the question before I ask it? You know, so, and you probably work the same way with your artists. You just are kind of on top of things. Do you see it as kind of a gift?
Um, I don't know. I kind of like. I don't know. I'm kind of live. I don't even know. I will say I agree with that. In some terms, when I was a sophomore in high school, I told myself that I was gonna do music. Like I wasn't giving myself any other option. Or like it's gonna be this way or no way, and that always stuck with me. So to a point, I get what you're saying. Like I'm kind of like on top of things, but I mean, if I'm not on it, then who's gonna do it, right?
Yeah, and I mean more so as the working of the mind of an artist.
Yeah.
Like you're just there. You almost know what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah.
And I think that is a gift. And
Appreciate it.
no problem. Embrace it. Embrace it. It's awesome. So, Bobby, do you want to add anything about your experience working together with Kenneth?
No, I actually love working with Kenneth. He actually is one of the engineers that get me, and I like to when I can work closely with somebody, especially with my art, and they get my direction, get what I want to sound like, get what I want the record to sound like, and we can actually collaborate because I trust Kenneth. and he actually throws out ideas and maybe you should try this. We're always referencing each other and challenging each other on different things when we're in the studio because we both want to get the best record possible and the best sound. And I love his professionalism. He's always given me that. And yeah, he's just a really dope engineer. Like
Yeah,
even when
thank
it
you.
comes to
Appreciate
pushing
it.
Brooklyn and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, definitely. Whenever I have time to get to the studio, it's always going to be with Kenneth. It's going to be somewhere in there.
Yeah. I also want to say one of my favorite part when I first met Bobby was that he had his daughter with him, which is like not super common in the studio. Like mostly artists by himself or she's by herself. But like he brought his daughter with him and she had like a part. Like it wasn't just like, oh, you just do this part or whatever. But she actually was like important to the song. So I thought that was
Yes.
like really inspiring. And that's why like I love to have him in session because I was like, oh, his daughter's gonna be with me. He might have this part for her. Like, I think that's really, really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Brooklyn, can you tell us what your experience was doing the video? How did that feel? Being able to be a part of a music video.
It felt great. I felt really proud of myself.
You should. You really should. You did a fabulous job. I wish I could be in a video. Brooklyn, you have all the luck. And you did such a beautiful job. Such a beautiful job. We're going to bring Will in. Will, you there?
Will,
Yeah, how everybody doing?
Pretty
Mr.
good. Pretty
Director Will
good.
Thomas.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
The music video director. Will, good to have you. Good to see you. What I would like to ask you is to tell us first a little bit about you and how you got into the music business.
All right, so I used to be a producer
Okay.
back in the day. So I did a lot of production for Reach Records, Sony, Universal, as a producer. So by doing that, I got a chance to really get behind the scenes of not only the creation of the music, but then also got a chance to see video shoots. So when I was on these different video shoots, it just inspired me. Like I was like, man, I really want to do this. So I talked to one of my friends. I went and borrowed his camera, went into my backyard and started shooting, and I fell in love with it.
Wow.
Then from that point forward, I did the email blast to all my friends. Said, yo, I got a camera, I'm shooting videos, and then they started hitting me up. And that's how I kind of got into the business. And ever since then, I've been doing it for about 10 years now. And working with artists like Bobby and Brooklyn, is just amazing. They have a talent and a chemistry, when they're on in front of that camera, that is just amazing. And not everybody has that. And to be able to work with talent such as them who can do that is always a blessing. It's always fun. Always enjoy myself doing that.
And you know what? I've been knowing Bobby and Brooklyn when she was, even before she stepped foot on the earth or came onto the earth. But I agree with you 100%. And I've never worked with them as far as music goes. But Bobby and his family are the way you describe them across the board with everything. Bobby's a great dad. I can attest to the fact from what I've seen that he's a great husband, a great family man, a wonderful entrepreneur. He is his marketing skills are wicked. So I imagine that his skills to help produce his music and his videos are just as wicked. And I say wicked in a good way. And, just the kindness, just being an all around kind man of God and just an awesome, awesome person. I had to get that in, Bobby.
Oh, well, thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. You deserve that and more. And yeah, just spending time with you and Brooklyn and your family is It's the best. It really is the best. Will, what should we know about the kind of experience before you leave? You are going to give some of your contact information. So what would you say an experience working with you might look like?
Well, one thing I want to touch on before I answer that question,
Okay, go right
um,
ahead.
my AD and producer Rain, she actually was the one that wrote up the initial treatment for Underdog after me and Bobby talked.
Okay.
And I want to give her credit because she came up with a lot of the ideas. And one thing that she told me when she heard the record was how much she loved the song and how much it was just so empowering to see Brooklyn, you know what I mean, be singing on a record. And also she loved the fact that it was a father daughter
Daughter.
song because, you know what I mean, in our culture in this day and age, we're seeing a lot of absent fathers, especially in Black households. So
Yep.
to see them stand together as a family, as a unit, you know what I mean, that is very, very, very inspiring. So I just wanted to
Mhm.
kind of plug that in because she said, make sure you tell them that. I said, okay, I'll tell them that for you, Rain.
And
And
you
so
know,
to answer your question, the best way to get in contact with me would be through Instagram at Director Will Thomas. And then the willthomas.com.
Okay, and can
THE.
you repeat it for us, Will?
Sure. The willthomas.com is the best way to reach me. Instagram would be the next best way to reach me, and that'd be at Director Will Thomas. Now as for like music video experiences, I think Bobby said the best. Just hit me up. We'll talk about the video. We talk about the song, and we kind of just brainstorm from there. I always like working with people who have ideas. The one thing I really enjoy about working with Bob, he already kind of has some ideas already as a direction. Because sometimes when I hear a song, I may get something completely left field. Because I've done a lot of videos, I'm always looking to do something different.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about working with Bobby is that he always does have a different, unique idea. So whenever I work with him, it's always a pleasure. I mean, most of the time, it's pretty much just him telling me the ideas. Then I go talk to Rain, and then she kind of formulates it. Then I go and change it up a little bit more to add my little touches to it. So it really is a team effort. I mean, even from the mixing and
yeah.
stuff and the engineering that Kenneth did, you know what I mean? It all plays a role when we're
Hmm.
coming through the pipeline. By the time it gets to me, having a great song, great mixing, great recording makes it so much easier for me because I've worked on songs that I don't like. I have, you know what I mean, done videos and songs I just don't like. And those are very hard to come up with good ideas.
Yeah.
But when I'm working with music that Bobby presents, it's very, very easy. And
Hmm.
that's something Rain said too. She's like, oh, it's so easy. I can write 20,000 ideas for this record. I said, well, I just need one. Okay, not 20, just one. All right.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure working with Will too because he gets me as well. Um, I know I'm not for everybody, but it's always great when you can align yourself with other creators that understand what I need as an artist and what we represent. And even in that song, the powerful messaging behind, including Brooklyn and making sure that she's forefront as well. And I don't know that many people recognize or listen to the lyrics behind the song, but her verse in particular, me writing that and saying like, you know she was singing to me per se, like, you called it quits, you wanted to give in, but we were watching, and the we was her and her sister, and they're watching me and their mother, and they're watching what we do, and if we give up because it gets hard, then what does that teach them? And so that message, I'm sure, can cross many boundaries with other parents, and whether you're single parent or a two-parent household or whatever, I wanted it to still be relatable, and she speak from that child perspective of watching her parents do it. So Will got the vision, and he, of course, again, they helped expound upon it, just like Kenneth, and that's why I love working with these people. I like to say I always like handpick my people that I like to work with and trust and bring this record to life.
And Bobby, let me ask you this. Did you how many people did you work with before Will and Kenneth? Or was it just like a miracle? You met them and it just started working out. Did you have some bumps in the road before?
Yeah, there were a few, other
Okay.
engineers and things like that. And they all have their, their own vibes and stuff like that. But for me, like for the I Feel Good record, which was one of my best records as well, that was a different studio, different engineer and all that as well, a different production company that did the music video. But when I find good creative people like these two, like I try to stick with them. So when I found them, I was just like, yeah, as long as we can work together, like that's how we're gonna work together.
That's awesome. Now, Kenneth, did you want to give some contact information out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, my Instagram, well, everything on social media is Just Disrupt. So that's JUSTDISRUPT. Just everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And you can message me. I also have like a book now button on my page. If you just want to talk to me and try to figure out your vision, I do consultations just to figure out what type of artist are you, what type of business you are. So yeah, hit me up on Instagram at Just Disrupt, JUSTDISRUPT.
The video is fabulous, and so fabulous that we have to see it one more time. And
Okay.
when we come back, we'll just all kind of hang out and have a few minutes of fun before we decide to have a question and answer time.
Awesome.
How's that sound? That sound okay to everybody?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
good.
let's do it. Let's do it. The UnderDog. Yay.
Business 101. Failure is a must. Can you hear anything? Yeah. Business 101, failure is a must. Which is why you're in here now, because you failed quite a bit. Payment was necessary, just don't quit.
Wow. Wow. I lost it all. I was broken. My heart was heavy. My dreams were level. My faith been gone. My tears fell on. But my legacy depended on me. They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. Mac Dog. Hey, bro.
Yeah,
Let them know what's up. Let's go.
you called it quits. You said bump this, but we were watching. You couldn't give in. Hot dogs for the win. You gotta keep going, 'cause your legacy depending on you.
They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. They counted me out. I wanted to shout, but that's not how my story is. The underdog came my way.
now that you have, I wanted to shout, but that's how your story ends.
Break it down. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, hot diggity dog. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, hot diggity dog. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, hot diggity dog. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, hot diggity dog. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. The underdog came my way. The underdog saved the day. The underdog, I can smile again. The underdog, I got life again. Never would have thought in a million years.
Yo, that song is so fire. Man, that video is fire too. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, I think you're muted. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Will,
I wanted to do the right thing by muting myself, and then I forgot. I wanted to say a successful music video is similar to success in life, because when you succeed, people look at you and they think it looks easy. You have a 4-minute video that could take hours. The same thing with success. People look at you and they think, oh my gosh, he or she, they have it all. But it takes a lot of work. And Bobby, I just want to say to you that, you know, throughout the years that I've known you, you've taught me a few things. You've taught me that you have to hone your skills. You have to keep, well, naturally, you taught me that it takes hard work. Secondly, you have to hone your skills. And third, the third thing I've learned from you is that success is not what you get in a comfort zone. You have to put the work in. If you want to be comfortable, then you don't want to succeed. And so I appreciate you. You're a role model. Again, I know people, you know this guy for as long as I've known him, you'll be right where I'm at, just singing his praises. Awesome dad, awesome family man. I just, yeah. And so kind and caring when it comes to the feelings of other people. So keep it up, Bobby. Just
thank you. Thank you.
Keep it up.
Yeah, this video was a lot of work, even behind the scenes. We had a few takes, right, Brooke?
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of energy, time, money, resources, and creativity to put into, you know, this, to make it the 4-minute masterpiece that you guys see. And you know, I always tell it, like, you know, great talent is important, but also great people like, you know, Will and Ken, like, that helps bring it all together. Like, I always come in with, because I'm a visionary, so I always come in with a vision, you know, and just being able to handpick these people and have them help me bring the vision to life, and then most of the time, like, help supersede my vision, is like, you know, because the video turned out better than I even expected, even though I knew that Will and his team would be able to give me what I wanted. They still superseded my expectations, even with the project, with recording with Ken, superseded my expectations. So yeah, they made it easy for me to trust them, because, you know, I don't trust a lot of people, and you can't trust a lot of people with your art and your creativity either. So yeah, it was a great process, long process, but it all came together, and my vision came together.
And it came together beautifully. I got a question for Brooklyn. Brooklyn, with all that hard work, how did you keep it together. I know that you had to do retakes and do it over and over, and that's pretty hard. How do you think you got through that?
Yeah, how did you get through that, Brooklyn?
I don't know. I felt a little tired at first because it was an early morning, but then after realizing that it was a few takes, I realized I had to get through it and stay calm as long as I can.
And you did it?
Yes.
You did it, Brooklyn? You're my hero, Brooklyn. You are my hero. Way to go. Way to go. Kenneth and Will, did you think of anything else while the video was playing? Any thoughts?
Besides that, I'm proud of everyone who's involved. Not really. Everybody showed out tonight, so I'm proud of everyone.
Thank
I did a
you.
really good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Will.
I guess I'll chime in. Yeah, I think during the video editing process, you always kind of plan things out one way when you're writing up the story or the treatment. But then as you're in the creative process, the flow of shooting it, new ideas come into play. Good case, we didn't really plan on doing the writing on the board. Some of that we saw, we didn't plan on that. Some of the stuff of her teaching him wasn't really planned prior, but once we got there, the energy, the flow, you know what I mean? Our creativity just came out. And then when it came to the editing, I mean, I think I was like, a whole week late on the video, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I was editing it, I kept getting ideas. And I just wanted to make sure that if I was going to incorporate new ideas, that it came out proper. I don't want to halfway do it, so it's like trash. But when it came out, I was very proud of it. And I felt like, this is something that I have no problem showing anybody. And that's how I want it to be. But then also, when I think about videos, I want something that we can watch it 2 to 3 years from now, and it'll still be a fun, enjoyable video to watch. And I feel like we really accomplished that with this one.
Certainly. Even with like Will said, a lot of the stuff was impromptu. So like with Brooklyn teaching me in class, stuff like that, like that's so relatable, because how many of us, like, we feel like we can't learn from our kids, but our kids be teaching us some things, like, and inspiring us in certain ways, especially if you are one of the parents like me, that, well, Brooklyn really can't tell me nothing but directions. That's how I usually am, like, because they're on my direction app. But don't try to boss me around. But, there are things that you can learn from your kids. And also there are things that you can allow them to inspire you to keep going. Because a lot of times I wanted to quit on this journey of being an entrepreneur. There are many, and in the video she said, what did you say? She enjoyed saying this part too. You failed quite a bit. That's why you win. and that's true in entrepreneurship. Like, even though, like, again, everything looks easy because you see the finished product, but the journey to get to that particular finished product is not always easy. And even when you get that finished product, you got to maintain that finished product, and that's not easy. So it's always a task. But you can always learn from those lessons, and allow the small people, or who you would deem to be the small people in your life, to motivate you and keep you going. So that's to any parent out there that has small kids. If you find that you don't have anything else to live for, and you have kids, you have a family, let that be your motivation to keep going. And yourself too. Like, you got to make yourself happy, make yourself proud. So find whatever it is that you need to find within yourself to just keep pushing. And that's ultimately what that music video is saying.
And you know what? Kids can also be role models, because I talked to Brooklyn yesterday and we were talking about her attire, and she wore a suit for the video.
Yeah.
And in that suit, you are a role model for other girls your age, and for women who are even older, teenagers, women who are older than teenagers. You are modeling for them that it's okay to do a video with clothes on. Right, Bobby?
Right. Right. Yeah. I wouldn't have it no other way. But one of the things that I definitely wanted to do with Brooklyn's imaging is to because I feel like we have enough of the skin tight clothing and not knocking anybody, you do what you do, but for me I wanted to present Brooklyn in a different light, being that this is really my world. This Brooklyn is coming into my world. She's not this Brooklyn is into video games and things like that, but still I wanted her to have the imaging of it's okay to be a boss. It's okay to suit up and look nice, still be, presentable and have your flair with it, but wear that suit, wear it proudly, and give other young girls, something to look up to where they don't feel like they have to be half naked or skin tight clothing and like all that other stuff. No, it's just as cool to have your own mind, and it's just as cool to have your own business at whatever age you may be and rock that suit. And pretty soon, like as you get older, you'll be rocking a even more a better suit. That's I always like to call it the power suit. So I'm like, let me find something that she can do. And I was like, well, let me put her in a yellow suit, and I'm gonna wear a bright red suit because I'm always doing the most. But a bright red suit and yellow is like, and it just worked because it's like ketchup and mustard. Like, yeah.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought that'll be good for her image, and what she represents, even though she doesn't know the full gravity just yet of what this represents and what we represent to some people. We've gotten letters from people in jail. We've gotten letters from people across the country, saying how we have inspired them, how our story resonates with them, and some people want to open up locations around the country, because of what we represent. So that also helped me realize that we're selling more than just hot dogs. We're selling hope and inspiration, and we're selling, and I don't want to say selling, but we're helping to give hope to people that may have been hopeless. Even in their relationships. We got a letter from somebody in Colorado. Their relationship with their kid was, not the best, and we've inspired them to help cultivate their relationship back to a healthy spot and healthy relationship. And now they want to own a hot dog box location, and it's just inspiring to know that we're inspiring other people just by being who we are. We don't have to go out and manufacture anything. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's pretty inspiring.
Yeah, and the thing is that you're totally, and for the viewing audience, you're totally authentic. This is who you are. You don't put on any airs. You're not trying to overwork anything. This is just who you are. And it's all good, Bobby. It's all good. Certainly. You guys are inspiring people. Let me say this, inspiring the world one person at a time.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I realized too, success is subjective. Because early on, Kelly, I was always trying to find that thing. And then when I stopped trying to search for success and allowed it to catch up with me, and this was perfect timing too. Brooklyn was supposed to be the age that she was, or she is, and she was supposed to be a part of this story, the part of the thread that helped to usher in this season for my life. And I was just trying so hard to make something work, and God was like, yeah, no, not that. You want to do no, you before your time. And it's like, sit on a corner and sell those hot dogs and watch what happens. And I'm like, I honestly thought that was going to be my retirement. Like, I'm just going to sit on the corner, sell these hot dogs. As long as I can feed my family, like, we going to be good. And then lo and behold, it's just, it's just like wildfire. It just took off.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? And I love it. I'm so happy for you and happy for your family. So we are close to, we're actually after time. So did you guys want to give your contact information one more time before we start the question and answer session? Kenneth?
They can always type it in the chat too.
Yeah. How do I do that? I could just I just type it in the chat.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
type it in the chat.
Okay.
Or
That sounds
on the
good.
YouTube link. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bobby, I'm not sure how the Q&A works.
Yeah.
I had
So,
talked about leaving, but I'll sit here with you while you Q&A.
yeah, certainly.
We've been
So if
having fun.
sure, yeah, I'm loving it too. If any of our viewing audience have any questions that you guys would like for us to answer at this time, definitely shoot them out, and we'll definitely, answer to the best of our abilities. You can ask me, Kelly, Will, or Ken as well, or Brooklyn, and we'll answer to the best of our abilities. Just type them in the chat. We'll see them come up, or I'll see them come up. Okay. So it looks like we don't have any questions at this time.
Do you want to give it another 60 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was you guys' favorite part of the music video, though?
Wow, that's hard. The
My
whole thing.
well, I really like videos where mine's and yours is the when y'all was like I guess in the studio, everything like the entire studio was white. Like
Yeah.
I love shots like that. They just look so clean to me. You guys had your little outfits on and stuff. So
Yeah.
I really like shots where artists is going to places like that. So that was my favorite. You got a question too?
Shy, what is next for the hot dog box? Well, what's next for the hot dog box, bro? We are looking to open up our new location here in Portage Park. We do have our location there in Brownsville, so I know a lot of you guys have been by there. But ultimately, I honestly completely undershot how long it takes to get these places open and what it entails of getting this place open, and dealing with the city and like their permitting process and all the licensing and stuff. So hopefully we are opening by the end of the year, or top of 2022. That's the goal that we are shooting for, right, Brooke?
Yes.
Yeah. New hot dogs, new merchandise, potentially new locations outside of Illinois. Um, Everything is in the works. Conversations are being had. I don't want to give away too much detail, but we just have an exciting future. Like, who knows where this music video will go? Who knows? We also have other media opportunities that are coming up as well. So I'm excited about what's to come, next for the hot dog box. It's definitely up from here, right, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going up. And we're gonna keep doing our thing and adding our secret sauce to it.
I have a question for you, Bobby. What are you and your family doing? I know this is a lot of work for self-care. You hesitated too long. Well, that's something you need to put in your repertoire
Yeah.
so that you can, take care of yourself.
Yeah, I've been really busy mentally and physically, to where that's on the background. I'm like, I'll rest when we get there, when we get to the spaces and the spaces opening, and like I just have to keep going. But I know that I'm going to have to rest soon. I know before the summer started, we took our family trip to where did we go? Florida.
Nice.
Yeah, so and that was really fun. And I wanted to take that trip before the summer really started, so that we could because I knew it was going to be hard to get away once the summer started. And actually, summer season is our busiest season for the hot dog box. So yeah, we're gonna find something, whether it's even staying downtown and getting massages and stuff like that. But I
I
know
like that idea.
yeah. Yeah, so that's important. And then also, like, my brother Latrell, he I think he may be on this live, but he's actually help me cultivate that part too, as far as like getting massages and like really taking that time for yourself. Even though I don't take a lot of time like that, but whenever I do, like we go get massages and it's like the best. Like we didn't like I don't know I need it until I get it, and then I'll be like, yeah, that was a really good,
That's
experience.
great self-care,
Mhm.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Great self-care. You don't always have to leave town. Just, massages, manicures, pedicures, you name
yeah.
it. That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
and then being a girl dad, you get to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
I wish that they had more unisex nail salons and stuff like that for girl dads and men and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But Brooklyn, me and Bailey, Shadow doesn't even go. It's just me, Brooklyn, and Bailey, and we go get our nails done and feet
I
done and all
love
that
it.
stuff. Yeah.
You're a top-notch dad, Bobby. Top-notch. You
Thank you,
really
thank you,
are.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Do we
Uh,
have any more questions or no?
no, it doesn't look
Not
like
yet.
any questions. No, I think we should be good. Will, you have anything left to say? I know you got to get out of here as well.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I
Yeah,
think I said everything need to be said. I'm just glad people enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward for more to come in the future.
yeah, certainly, certainly. I'll be calling you up soon with
Yes,
something
sir.
else. All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Before we go, Bobby, I want you to close us out with a little inspiration. What would you say to other entrepreneurs who are trying to get started?
Oh, it's a good one. I always tell other people, like especially when I'm in interviews, they always ask me what's the key to success or what was our key, and I'm like, we're still climbing for our. We haven't even reached our pinnacle of success. But what I would say is, a never give up. And I know you hear that a lot, but most people don't understand that what we let into our ear gates as well, even in our weakest or darkest moments. So, like, what we let in our ear gates help determine how we move forward. So, when you are feeling down or in situations where you feel like you can't, pull through, listen to Bobby Morelli in Brooklyn, um, the underdog and stuff like that. But never give up. And then also just don't follow the template. Like had Brooklyn and I followed the template when we opened the hot dog box and said we just gonna sell the regular hot dogs just like everybody else and do the same thing everybody do, then that's what we're gonna do. And we probably wouldn't have been as far, or we probably wouldn't have gotten as far as we've gotten today, and the notoriety that we've gotten and gained. So just don't follow the template. Do it how you do it or how you want to do it, and let the chips fall where they may. Trust your
Thank
process.
you, Bobby. Thank
Mhm.
you. And I want to share something with everybody. I know that people probably think that I'm over the top. I'm over the top about you and your family because you guys are all that in a bag of chips. But I'm not the only one that thinks so. And I want to
Yeah.
read a note that you got from Mark Blakeman. And he is, you tell me his title because I forgot.
Yeah. So I actually did an internship for Mark Blakeman right out of college, and he was the vice president of AT&T, and I
Okay.
was his assistant. And I got a chance to really be on the executive floor with so many different executives, and that opened my world. Like I'm just a little guy from the South Side of Chicago, the hood of Chicago, not knowing much. But when I went to that 27th floor every day working for him, it opened my world to seeing just like wow.
And
And
this
me,
is what, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
and meeting the president and having dinner and like going to lunches and stuff like that, and just being exposed to just a different, like I was in my bubble, but being there, like being exposed to that setting, it just motivated and inspired me to say, wow, I can be here. I can literally be on the I'm on the executive floor, working on the executive floor and like bypassing these people on the elevator and they say, oh, he's going to the executive level. It's like That's crazy. And not knowing that in that, I was like 19 or 20, something like that. But in that time, that was a part of the setup for me being an executive in my own company and me having the opportunity to build something where I'll be hiring executives and giving executives opportunity and stuff like that. So yeah, Mark Blakeman is very instrumental.
Mark Blakeman said this about you, Bobby. Bobby with 4 exclamation points. So proud of you, exclamation point. To think you were a high school intern of mine, and I swear one day I'll be working for you. I love your drive, your entrepreneurial spirit, and your love for your family, which I'm sure makes this venture more reward than work. Congrats on all your current and future success. And by the way, you are an awesome, in all caps, dad. So I want the audience to know I am not the only one who thinks that way. Thank you, Mark Blakeman.
Yes, thank you,
And
Mark.
thanks, Bobby. It was an honor to be able to do this. And it was so nice to meet you, Kenneth and Will. And Brooklyn, always a good time with you and your dad. So thanks again.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Kelly, for saying
You're
yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. It was great.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
guys. All right, well, that concludes the release celebration. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you guys are continuously inspired by whatever Brooklyn and I put out. And then thank you guys for supporting the hot dog box as well. Can't wait, but until next time, bye.
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 Bye.